Good afternoon, America. Live from sun and fun, northern New England, coastal southern Maine. This is Frank Margell in the Back Bay in Maine's largest city, Portland, Maine. And today is Fun Friday, September 28th, 2018, the last Fun Friday of September. Yep, nearing 4 o'clock here next to the boulevard here at the Back Bay. Yep. Before we get started, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. I'm not affiliated with any business or enterprise that you may see in the video today. I'm out here in the public domain sharing my comments and views with you. And if I strike a chord with you today, go right ahead and send me a comment. I'm sure you have your own comments and views. And thank you very much for the shares. If in fact there's a comment page underneath the video, go right ahead and send me a comment. I'll also post a link to the video at frankmargell.com. And that website is under development. It's just a hobby of mine. And again, I don't speak for anybody out here in the public domain. These are just my comments and views. And occasionally, after we do a little bit of weather, I get into some political commentary. So what's the weather like today? Absolutely spectacular on this Fun Friday. Yeah, we're looking at sunny afternoon conditions, temperatures near 70 degrees. It's a little hazy, yeah, but we're getting a cool breeze along with some of that haze as the clouds break up and possible full sunny skies before the sun goes down. Right here in northern New England, coastal southern Maine, one of my favorite things to do when I get out and about with you all is mention the weather. Yep. And I also suggest that you go to the National Weather Service. It's a handy dandy website there on the World Wide Web. Type in your zip code and you can pull up some weather facts in your location and area. Yep. As usual, I don't speak for the National Weather Service, but I do enjoy that handy dandy website. Also, I'm working on my handy dandy website, and I post many video links that I've produced over the years on the website. It's just a fantastic hobby of mine. And I want to thank you for visiting my website. I will remind you, while it's under development, sometimes the links will bring you to the video, and sometimes there's just some TBA announcements and some CSS tables, but I'm getting there. And it's fun. And I enjoy making CSS tables and web pages, and I'm getting a little better at it. Yeah, working with some basic code. So thank you very much for all the views and upbeat comments and shares. Again, I know you have your own comments and views, and when I do get into some political commentary out here in the public domain, I find myself a little bit at ease and a little bit more relaxed than watching it or listening to it on social media, you know, the boob tube, the radio, yep, computer screens and devices. So I wanted to get into some political commentary today, and I don't speak for anybody in the Senate. I'm sure they speak for themselves on a regular basis. Nonetheless, I did enjoy, I dare say, watching the Judicial Committee, the Senatorial Judicial Committee, pull a rabbit out of their hat today after voting Judge Kavanaugh. Yep. It was an 11-10 vote to go ahead and provide the regular Senate with their approval. Yep. However, what is the rabbit that was pulled out of the hat? Go ahead and check your facts and look into this a little bit more. But as the chairman of the Judicial Committee began the roll call for the final vote, several Democrats and a Republican went into a room adjacent to the hearing room, and they decided to caucus and form what I call a usurpation of regular procedure. Normal operating procedures. Yep, and I've been posting up some videos about standard operating procedure and how career politicians, often many of them are failed leaders pretending to be wise, can occasionally pull a rabbit out of the hat. Generally speaking, they will go ahead and caucus with the liberal left and try to usurp what is really, in my humble opinion, a simple, basic procedure. Vote Judge Kavanaugh onto the Senate floor and then let the Senate decide. But no, right at the last minute, we had to hear from one particular Republican. Go ahead and do your research, check your own facts on this. And that particular Republican decided that he will vote with his fellow Republicans after caucusing with the liberal left Democrats. And what was his proposal? Go ahead and check your facts. I'm not going to quote it, but here's my take. I'll go ahead and vote in favor of my Republican senators on this committee, but you have to get a hold of the FBI and hold the whole procedure up for a week. Now that's hilarious, because it's my understanding, and you go ahead and check your facts, you can't do that. It's up to the leadership and the Senate to decide whether, in fact, it can be held up for another week. So I'm going to give you a little bit more of information that I got from this. And I am not going to say in particular why this is happening, but it's my understanding that the liberal left Democrat crybabies spent all morning boo-hooing standard operating procedure on the Judicial Committee and cried their little hearts out in order to get this Republican in the hallway. Perhaps willingly, he went in and decided to caucus with them. And what did they want from him? They wanted an FBI investigation that would only take 1 week. And this Republican decided to do a Kangaroo Court move right at the very end of the 2-hour session from the Judicial Committee vote to put it on the floor, and pleaded and made a motion that doesn't make any sense. No standard operating procedure there. And this is what we're dealing with. This is what this country is dealing with right now. So I'm going to keep you posted on this as much as humanly possible. Nonetheless, usurpation of standard operating procedures by liberal lefty crybabies and a Republican. They are usurping standard operating procedures. I'd like to hear your comment about this, if you have one. If not, that's okay. Look, we're not in the Senate, are we? But what a bunch of oddballs they are. And this particular Supreme Court process, in my humble opinion, is a subject of usurpation and not just a filibuster, but a Kangaroo Court, side door, back room, hallway conundrum. Yeah. look, you vote them up or you vote them down, you know. That's my humble opinion. What's yours? I'm sure you have your own. Live from northern New England, coastal southern Maine. Spectacular. Portland, Maine at Back Bay at high tide. Why is it so spectacular? Because you don't get all that odor when it's high tide. When it's low tide, you might want to think about getting a little bit of exercise. But nonetheless, you're still going to want to get out and about right here in northern New England, coastal southern Maine. September 28th, Fun Friday, 4 p.m. Beautiful Maine day. We're going to have some spectacular weather this weekend. There's going to be several fairs to visit inland and west of Portland, Maine. So many things to do, so many things to talk about, so many different ways to get out and about and have some fun. Yep, right here in Vacation Land, USA. Before I go, God bless all those who serve northern New England, coastal southern Maine, the United States of America. You have a great Maine day. Have a great Vacation Land weekend. You can always check the weather, but it's looking really good tomorrow, I'll tell you. And depending on where you're going on Sunday, go ahead and check the weather at the National Weather Service. You might be delighted to find that occasionally they're pretty accurate, unlike some of those that serve in the United States Senate. Think about it. You have a great Maine day. This is Frank out. You take care.